Hello, good evening, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm. So make sure you guys please like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those good things. Okay. You guys, there are rumors that are circulating on social media that allegedly Straight Drop has been hurt in jail. Okay. I'm going to read to you all. I don't know if it's true. I have not been able to get it confirmed. What I will say is, I hope not. Okay. I would hope that he was not beat badly. It's it says Young Dolph's unaliver was jumped in prison last night and is in critical condition. It says word is going around. It is the suspect tied to Young Dolph's unaliving got attacked while locked up and is now in critical condition. Nothing confirmed officially yet, but the internet already running with it. Okay. So they're saying that it's not confirmed. Um, I have not been able to confirm it, so I don't know if that's a reputable site, but there are several people on the internet that has been talking about it. Now, Straight Drop has been posting on his page. Um, let's see, quite frequently, right? Hold on, let's see. I think it's Straight Drop 101, one of one. Uh, okay. It looks like he's posted. So, I'm sure he got a phone or something. I think they got tablets in jail anyways, okay? Now, I don't know if he's the person that mans his page, but he posted Big Newski on his page, okay? He posted Big Newski, and that was 7 hours ago. So, if he is the one that is posting on his page, then he's definitely okay. Evidently, Big Newski is on his mind. Listen, is that Big Newski? I don't know. That kind of looks too. It looks like Newski, but it may not be him because Newski, I thought, was a little thicker than that. So I don't know who that person is. Maybe it's not Newski. It looks like Newski though. Okay. Uh, I don't necessarily know who that is. That Newski? Y'all put in the comments if that's him. I don't really know who that is. It kind of looks like Newski. Then I get to looking at it. He looks a little thinner. Newski was thick. So I don't really know if that's him or not. Okay, it kind of looks like him, but he posted, like 7 hours ago or whatever. So that would have been around like 2 o'clock. So I mean, let's just be real now. He probably has a cell phone in jail, but I think they have the opportunity they get tablets and they're not supposed to be able to get on the internet, but somebody was saying that they jailbreak the tablets and then they're able to get on the internet. And I'm sure some of the guards don't give a damn about them being on the internet. So, um, I'm sure he has, and then, I mean, what does he care about being caught with contraband? It's not like they're gonna. How much more? What can they do to him other than add more time on to what he's got? He can't do all the time that they've given him. He ain't got but one life. I mean, so what can they do to him if he has contraband? What they gonna do? Put him in the hole? I mean, he go in the hole and he come out. I mean, basically, there's nothing they could do to him other that could shake up his life more than it already is. A life in prison is really the worst. Okay, so listen. I hope not. Listen. I know that what he's done to young Dolph was wrong. His attitude of trying to play, we as if, yeah, I did it, as it relates, on social media, right? Trying to keep up a facade. That's so not cool. But no, I don't want to see nobody beaten to death. I'm a human being, and straight dropping them are lost. And I'm pretty sure, I guess in 10 years, if he lives for 10 years, hopefully he does, in that place. Um, he'll probably, well, we know that his thought process as he gets older is going to be different because, hey, as you get older, there's supposed to be some wisdom, right? I'm sure he'll be harder because he's going to go through hell in that place. Um, being caged, like an animal for the rest of his life, which is not healthy for anything, not even an animal, but this is the position that he put himself in. So seeing people, beat him to a pulp and all of that, I just don't have that type of I can't celebrate anything like that. I do know that karma is real if it happened. It had happened before in the Shelby County jail, you know. I think he got jumped on a few times in the Shelby County jail. And I know a lot of people thought that the guards had set him up, but I don't think the guards set him up. The guards was just lackadaisical, just really laxed and um, hey, wasn't paying attention. That's what it was basically, and not on their job because everybody was supposed to be locked down before he came up through there. And what ended up happening was the young man spotted him and felt like going to the hole was worth it. He jumped out of his cell before the door was closed, and from my understanding, it shocked straight drop the first time he hit him. Okay, they said he hit him real hard, and it shocked straight drop because he just looked at him, and then after that initial shock, it's like the dude gave him the opportunity to hit him back, and it just went downhill from there. And the guard that was supposed to be manning him, because they don't be paying attention, they gossiping and talking. It took the guard that was on the camera to do a code that noticed it, right? Because the transporting guard that was supposed to be right there with him was somewhere gossiping, running who his mouth. And so it happened from my understanding like two or three times. And so um I would hate for somebody to be beat and put in critical condition. I don't know how true it is though. It could not even be true. It could just be because they're saying they have not gotten it confirmed. Okay, so where did it originate from? What was the originality, the origination of this rumor, come from? So, like I said, I haven't been able to get it confirmed. So we don't really know if it's true, but it is circulating on YouTube. Okay, so listen, um, we know that he's back there with a lot of the gorillas and monsters that probably don't really have anything to lose, especially if they are lifers. Also, okay. So I guess we're gonna see. We will get the opportunity to see if this is true because they may put it on the news. Okay. Also, we'll come back to that, but I want to talk about Lorenzo Wright's mother. Is like in a state of emergency, right? And it really hurts me to see what is going on with Miss Deborah Marion. She's had it so hard since Lorenzen passed away, and I know firsthand that she did. because I covered Lorenzen's case and I would interview her, even when the news media was not covering his case, right? I would bring her over to my TV show and keep his case going. Okay. And it was sad because the stress of losing her losing her child, um, of what Cheryl Wright did. I remember, like, one time, like right after I interviewed her, she called me and she was like, Tamara, can you take me around looking for a house? And she was looking for a house um to she was looking for a house to rent. And oh wow, this the first interview I did with her was 11 years ago. And she was looking for a I'm gonna get ready to show you all this. She was looking for a house to rent, okay? And what ended up happening was Lorenzen took care of his mother. Okay, this is the very first interview I did with her. And Lorenzen took care of his mother. And she called me and she didn't really have a way around. And I took her to look at some houses to rent because the house when Lorenzen died, he didn't when he was when he was unalive, when he was murdered, he had not gotten the opportunity to change his will. That's why there was an urgency, because he had told Cheryl Wright that he was going to change his will. So he had his mother a beautiful home like in Rose. I forgot she called it Rose something. It was over there about Southwind. And when his her house was still in his name. So when he was killed, when Shara had him murdered, Shara got everything, and Shara made this lady move out of the house that because everything went to Shara. It was in Lorenzen's name, his mother's house, and she had to move out of the house, and Shara sold the house. Okay, Shara was a evil, low down something. Okay, um, and even on here, when she first came to my show, the first time 11 years ago, she was adamant about Lorenzen had been killed. We had to edit out some stuff because it was like, we don't want to get sued. But she was saying then that Cheryl was the one that had did this to Lorenzen, and she was adamant about it. And people were trying to dance around it, and she knew it from the very start. Okay. So fast forward, just the stress of knowing that Cheryl had did this to her child, and she was enjoying her son's money and had taken everything that Lorenzen had bought and given to his family. She took it back if it was in Lorenzen's name and sold it. And this is how low down she was. And so it caused so many health problems because Miss Wright was so close to Lorenzen, like they were so close. And so she started, she had a bout with, with cancer. She even fought with that. She had said to me, I'm gonna fight this, I'm gonna fight with it until I'm gonna fight this because I want to see justice for my son. I ain't going nowhere. She's very outspoken. She said, I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna beat this because I got to see justice for my son because I know that she had my son killed. And then she started having strokes, and she's a fighter. She has definitely been fighting. But some years back, that is, Matthews ended up taking up some money because she was about to be evicted from a home that she was renting. I do believe because of her health issues. Um, because of her health issues, listen, she has not really, been able to work. Okay. Miss Wright is such a wonderful person. Even when she received like 100, maybe 100 some thousand dollars, because from I believe it was Germantown or whatever, or Collierville, because they didn't handle Lorenzen's call right when he dialed 911. A lot of that money she gave, the majority of it, she gave to Lorenzen Wright's children. And I remember her saying Shara made sure she had those kids, even though Shara had all. Because see, people talk about that $1 million that Shara got from the NBA. But she also had insurance on Lorenzen himself, and then there were other things that she had. He had a property, a vacation property in Arkansas, okay, in Hot Springs, Arkansas. She sold it and got the money for that. She had multiple insurance policies on him. And aside from the NBA insurance policy, Lorenzen had policies on himself for his children. Sherry got all of that, right? And he may have had something because he was so close to his mother for his mom, but of course Sherry wouldn't dare tell her that, right? And so anyways, she ended up let's see, but anyway, that was the first show. But so anyway, she ended up um what's the word that I'm looking for? She got sick, okay? She got sick and could not and she's just been having a lot of trouble, with maintaining, right? And so the house, I want to let you all hear, she's been in the news recently because of her living conditions. This lady has fought hard. Lorenzen Wright did so much for the city of Memphis, right? He did so much. Um, he gave bought shoes for let's see if I can find, okay, here it is right here. Is this it right here? He bought shoes every year, okay, for kids in the Memphis certain schools around this I do believe the South Memphis area. Okay. He bought them shoes, several schools when, he not only that, but he would have a camp, whereas, Penny and them, they all charge, because it's a business. Lorenzen Wright would not charge. Okay. So, and he bought the kids food. He made sure that the kids had free food at the summer camp. So he had a free basketball summer camp every summer, didn't charge the mothers a dime, whereas any other NBA star would have, because Penny was doing it and charging. And which is nothing bad, And not only did he not charge, but he made sure the kids were fed for free, right? Um, Not only that, Lorenzen had opened up, he started a business and he had opened up a restaurant over in East Memphis, I do believe off of Mount Moriah. I forget the name of the chicken place. I believe it's a chicken place. And it ended up, Lorenzen's mom said it ended up closing down because, like, when people would come in there and Lorenzen was there and folks' cards and stuff would decline, or they came up short or something as it relates to paying for the food. If their cars declined, Lorenzen would give them the food anyways. People always talked about how big his heart was, right? And so his mother has basically been living in a home. He ended up, because they're from Oxford, he wanted to make sure she kept the family home um, in case anything ever happened to him. And when Cheryl took everything, after she couldn't pay rent anymore, she ended up going back to Oxford to a paid for home, which was in her name, her family's name. That's why Cheryl was not able to um, sell that, but it's not in livable conditions. Yeah, excuse me. So let's listen to this. I'm gonna let you all hear this.
Do you love playing video games? Earn points.
South fighting for justice in the murder of her son, Lorenzen Wright, who went to the heights of basketball fame before he was tragically killed. But now Deborah Marion, Lorenzen's mother, is in another fight for her own survival. WRG investigator April Thompson shows what's going on and who is trying to help.
Deborah Marion knows about being relentless. She has been the driving force in keeping the memory of her son, basketball star Lorenzen Wright, alive and making sure those behind his murder stay in jail.
You know what my main thing was? It wasn't no money. It was whoever murdered my son got to come to me.
In fact, many say her determination and constant pressing helped police finally solve his murder case after 8 long years. Marion is used to helping others fight too. She was the driving force in getting the local chapter of the Parents of Murdered Children recognized. Tim Williams is the chapter organizer.
What actually got it off the ground is when she agreed to be the keynote speaker at one of the fundraisers to get it off the ground. And that piqued a lot of interest, and that got us over the finish line.
When Williams heard about Deborah Marion's recent financial struggles and her not having a car, he knew something had to be done.
I could not imagine what it would be like not to be able to get around, to be autonomous and not be able to just go when you need to go. Okay, I mean, a car to me is more than a luxury. Is a necessity.
Deborah, who never wants to focus on herself, agreed to talk to WREG about the last few months.
I'm dead broke by myself.
Saying her home in Oxford that Lorenzen paid off when he first got into the NBA is now in disrepair.
Lorenzen paid for this, the first big item he bought when he went to the NBA. 'Cause he said, "Mom, I'm gonna pay for your house just in case something happens. You always have a place to stay." So that's the first big thing he paid for, my house.
Marion, who is facing many health challenges, including a stroke, blood clots, and a bout with cancer, hasn't been able to work. She says she has been in the hospital 4 times since October.
Well, I'm a diabetic, blood sugar, and I got a heart problem, but I got stuff going on. My kids don't even know, because I don't want them to be feeling sorry for me. I don't want that pity party. I'm gonna go till I drop dead.
She is struggling to survive on $800 a month Social Security.
Had to borrow money from Peter to pay Paul. But see, I got 2 uncles, my mom, and 2 brothers. Like, I hit them up. Like, I get 200 for this one, 300, and just pay them, monthly as I pay them off.
And not having a car makes it hard to get from her home in Oxford to her doctor's appointments in Memphis.
Baby, do you know I catch the bus to church? I don't have a car.
So when others concerned about her well-being organized to get her some help, she agreed.
Don't let this mother go out like this. It just looks bad for the city of Memphis. It's one thing to lose your son in tragic way that she has, but to continue to live in the way she's been living.
Deborah says she wants to get the house repaired, not only for herself, but also so her grandchildren, Lorenzen's kids, can spend time there. She has reconnected with them after being separated during the time of the trial, where their mother and Lorenzen's ex-wife, Cheryl Wright, pled guilty to orchestrating the murder of the basketball star.
The kids been trying to come ever since I moved back. And like they came over there to see their daddy's room, but the house wasn't ready, for them to sleep in. Because like I say, I gotta have like floor cracks in the wall.
She says even though Lorenzen made millions in the NBA, none of them have seen any of that money. And the kids who get a little insurance and Social Security payments are themselves trying to build their lives.
Is there any money left?
I don't think you spend no $1 million in this short length of time. It's somewhere. Hoping one day you can spend it. Hoping.
And what hurts her most is knowing none of them would be struggling if Lorenzen were alive.
Ain't want nothing when he was here. Nothing.
Lawrence Plummer is Deborah's pastor and says they will help too.
I want her to, at least the rest of her life, live in peace. I'm sure every day she wakes up, there's not a day or a moment that goes by that she doesn't think about her son. So my prayer is that God will give her the grace to be able to continue to fight through this. It's not a pity party for her, it's a need.
Those behind the effort to get Deborah Marion some help hope others will join in.
Anybody who is in a position to be able to help, I really feel if they have the heart to do it, that they will. We just have to let it be known.
As a mother continues to fight.
And I got a memory problem since I had my stroke, right? But stuff that's important to me, I don't forget my son.
Investigating for your news leader in Memphis, April Thompson, WREG News Channel 3.
Y'all, it's so sad, the struggle that she's had, and she is definitely a strong woman. Like I said, I hope the mayor and other people, get involved. Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, you know, um, in in the all of the NBA players, you know. Um, Lorenzen Wright, like I said, did a lot for the city of Memphis. Believe it or not, he did a lot more than some of these NBA players that from Memphis. He did more than all of them, right? Because his heart, he had more heart than all of them. And for his mother to be struggling like this is definitely extremely heartbreaking. So I'm hoping that the city of Memphis and the city of Oxford. And I don't know if Oxford would have the money that the city of Memphis has, but they're from Oxford. Lorenzen came to Memphis where his father lived to play, ball, to go to school, to get trained, to play ball, to go to college. And his family came up here. His mom and them came up here too after that. So we're gonna continuously pray for Miss Marion. She's been to hell and back, and she's still fighting. She has a determination. Anytime a lady has to catch the bus, I didn't even know you can catch the bus from Oxford to Memphis to go to doctor's appointments. I know that right there is hell just within itself, and it's so sad. She took everything back to them because he had everything in his name. At some point, she didn't even have a car. Shara took everything. Shara, and that's the reason why her twisted mouth is in jail right now, looking like a jack-o'-lantern or something. Shit. But anyway, we're gonna keep her in our prayers. We pray that enough money is raised so that she does not have to struggle anymore, and her house is maybe even rebuilt. You know. Anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about that. We're gonna keep our ear to the street, but I don't know if that's true because Straight Drop posted like 7 hours ago, so it could not even be true. I don't know, but I guess we'll know in the coming days. But I doubt it. It may not be. I don't know if it's true. Okay. But anyways, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.